I haven't really showed my full potential and everything I could do. People underestimate certain skills I have. Throughout time, people will find out, especially if they try to test me in those positions. It's going to be interesting for them.
Edmen, you've been here for so long, sometimes we forget that you're just 27 years old. You've grown so much inside the octagon, and tonight you put on a solid professional performance.
Thank you, Joe. First and foremost, I want to give all glory to Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this is possible. I'm experienced in this octagon. Most of my fights have been in the UFC. I got signed at 20, getting better and better, taking it one fight at a time, and I'm going to keep showcasing that.
You were supposed to fight today.
Yeah.
What happened?
So a few weeks ago, my opponent pulled out because I think he got an injury. I didn't get too much detail on that, but yeah, he got an injury, pulled out, and I was left without a fight. So we kind of waited, and I was training like I'm still fighting today, and it was like week 5 of training camp because I usually do an 8-week training camp
In case an opponent comes in last second.
exactly. So I had about 3 weeks left until the fight, so I was waiting, and I was training like I'm still in camp, and then a week goes by, nothing, and then like the next half week goes by, nothing, and then like I've been talking to my manager here and there too to see if something's gonna come up, and then out of nowhere, he calls me at night. He's like, "Big opportunity, Edmen. You fight Brendan Allen, June 6th. I don't know where we are on the card, but June 6th, he's number I think he's number 4 right now, ranked, and I'm not ranked right now. I'm like, give me that opportunity, 100%. So I called my coaches and everything. I told them, they're like, yes, and boom, a big opportunity opened up like that, and yeah, it was just, I think it was like God's plan for sure.
How bad does that throw you off with your fight camp? In the middle of it, you just stop and you're going to pick up again in a couple weeks?
I don't really stop. I kind of just tapered down just a little bit because week 5 of an 8-week training camp, I'm almost coming to the end, But so I just tapered down a little bit, and then from today, actually, we're 9 weeks out. So I'll pick it back up again at 8 weeks out. But I haven't stopped training. It's just like maybe the intensity has gone down just a little, so that way I'm not like burned down and I don't do like 2 camps for one fight,
Right.
Yeah.
You're my first UFC interview, and I'm so
Let's
excited
go.
to dive into the world and understand. I've talked to Jared Cannonier once.
Yeah.
Just for a couple minutes, but
For sure.
I mean, once I got to that live show, I saw it in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Everything was insane.
Yeah.
Seeing it live and understanding
different.
where the fighters come from and what they do, what they fight for, it's really cool.
It's definitely cool, and I recommend everybody to go to their first live sporting or UFC event, and you're gonna feel the it's gonna feel electric in there.
It really did.
It really did, yeah.
So what does fighting a number 4 ranked fighter do for you? Does that just
Oh.
get you closer to the title?
For sure, yeah. Like winning this guy definitely puts me in the mix. I have a few of my losses have been like to the top guys there, so it opens up opportunities for rematches with them, and yeah, just big opportunities. Yeah, I'm excited for it, and really, like, I'm ready for this moment, and I really can't wait. I'm gonna prove a lot of people wrong for sure.
What's that card with you and Allen against? What is it? UFC 3 something?
No, it's a fight night,
Fight
so
night.
it's not like a numbered event. It's a fight night. It's at the Apex actually. So
I saw you fight at the Apex
yeah.
once.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the first Apex that I went to, you were there. I'm like, I
shit.
know him.
That's shit. Sick.
Do you prefer fighting in a smaller Apex where you can hear everything, or do you like the bigger arena?
I would prefer bigger arena, but at the end of the day, like Apex is, I live 10 to 15 minutes away from it. I train literally next door, so it's super convenient. The crowd is just cool I like the vibe of the crowd, and it feels more like a big event. But the Apex, I heard they expanded it a little more.
So more people can come in and watch?
I guess, yeah. But I haven't been to the new Apex, so I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to turn out. I think it's like another like 100 or 200 more people that can watch live. But still, that's cool. And yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I feel like once I'm in the cage, like I don't even hear the crowd. I could just hear my coaches. I could hear my opponent's coaches sometimes too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of have that tunnel vision, and I don't know. I've done it so much that I've kind of learned to just focus and just hear my coaches. It's weird.
So when you're walking out, what's going through your head?
Honestly, my walkouts, when I walk out, there's like a little bit of emotion built in me, like just happiness, happy emotions. You
You
know,
look
I'm
like the happiest fighter out
yeah,
there.
thank you, thank you. It's just like, especially like right before they give me like the countdown to walk day, because they usually do like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just like, just soaking in those emotions. I'm like, oh, like friends are here watching, like fans, families watching at home. I'm just like, it's nice, you know. Like I really feel those eyes on me, and like it feels good, you know. I embrace that moment, and
Do
it's
you,
a good emotion.
do you have those first few moments choreographed of what you're going to do, but it's also reactive depending on what your opponent
Exactly.
does?
Yeah, it is. So I don't. It's not like, oh, bell rings, I'm gonna do this right away. It's kind of like I feel it in the moment, or like because you never know, like your opponent might come out and do like a flying kick or flying knee or whatever, you know, and kind of catch you off guard. But yeah, so I'm just kind of like reactive to what's going on or what he tries to like do at first.
Doing a podcast like this isn't really the best idea considering your opponent could be watching this to understand your style, right?
I mean,
It doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, once we're in the cage, it doesn't matter. You know, he could come watch me training for all I care, and then but at the end of the day, it's just me and him locked up in there.
Right.
Yeah.
What does your fight IQ look like after you finish a fight? How much more advanced do you feel as a fighter?
Yeah. So always after a fight, whether it's a win or loss, me and my coach is we always try to like look back and see what we did good, what we did bad, and what we could work on. So that way I'm kind of advancing through each fight and not just plateauing every time, you know?
What about after each round and your coach is yelling at you?
Yeah.
Are you able to process everything going on?
Yeah. So I think my coaches do a really good job doing that, calming me down and really like resetting me for the next round. We work a lot together in training camp to do that while we're sparring, while we're training. So that way, like once the round finishes, okay, whether we win or lost that round, we reset. You know, the next round is another opportunity. You can't just, let's say you're down 2 rounds, you can't just go like
Guns blazing. You can't
like,
come out hot.
Yeah, like I mean, you gotta like reset and pick it up.
So you always try and keep your coolness in there regardless, because you're fighting strategy, not so much just
For sure.
aggression.
For sure. And like given most of my fights have been finishes, yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, like I try to keep it cool. And obviously like throughout my younger years, like I've had the mistakes of making like of rushing fights and like rushing for the finish, and then like it ends up like making me gassed out or something like that. But I think as I've grown older, as I've gotten more experience in the fight game, I've learned to deal with that a lot better. And yeah,
When you hear the 10-second claps,
Yeah.
do you try and gas yourself out because you know the round's going to end in 10 seconds, so you want to try and finish it off?
so my last fight actually, in October, right before those clappers, the 10-second clappers, I hurt the guy, and he's on the ground. I'm looking for the finish, and I hear the clappers. I'm like, okay, I have 10 seconds. I can let it out because I know I'm gonna have a minute recovery, and I can recover within the next minute.
Is that
Even
enough
if-
time to recover?
Yeah, well, so like it all depends on like how gassed you are, you know? But with those clappers, I knew like I can like empty the tank a little bit, knowing that I have that minute recovery. Whereas if those clappers didn't go off, I probably wouldn't have like went guns blazing at that last 10 seconds to finish the fight. And luckily it ended up favoring us, and we got the finish. But regardless, if I even didn't get to finish the last fight, I knew I hurt him, and I knew I had that minute of recovery. Yeah. I was very like mindful of it. Yeah.
When you're in the cage, how are you viewing your opponent? Are you going for a certain body area to try and weaken?
It all depends. It all depends. In fight camp, we study footage of my opponent.
What does that look like?
It's nice. I like it. It's like it's just kind of like analyzing everything my opponent does with different fights he's had with different people, and just kind of picking up on things he like patterns, or maybe he drops his hand with this punch or that kick. Like
Right
in a
before he's
certain
about
way.
to kick. And you
Yeah.
go,
So we kind of try to catch on those patterns and errors he makes. And of course, like the good he does too. We work on with his good stuff, we put ourselves in bad positions in the gym to work out of,
You have to assume that your opponent's watching your footage too.
For sure.
So do you ever try and change up your normal ticks of what you're doing to throw him off?
The thing is, I think in my fights that I've had, I haven't really showed like my full potential and everything I could do. You know, I think I it just hasn't happened. I haven't gotten the opportunity. I think like people underestimate certain skills I have. I think they just think I'm stand-up fighter, this, that, but in the gym, you know, I kind of do it all. And I think throughout time, people will find out, you know, especially if they try to test me in those positions. It's going to be interesting for them.
You have such an interesting story because you started out so young.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first started MMA?
MMA. So, okay. I started training in karate at age 10.
We're in Glendale?
In Glendale. And then, so like karate led to like boxing, led to wrestling, grappling. And we kind of just like combined everything. And I made my, and throughout those times I was competing a lot, you know, in amateur competitions. But then at 18, I did one amateur MMA fight. And then 19, I made my professional debut. And then I made on the Contender Series. You know the Contender Series?
Dana White's Contender
Dana
Series.
White's Contender Series.
You won your first fight.
Yeah, that was so I was 6-0 prior going to that.
As an amateur. Oh no,
as a pro.
Yeah.
As a pro. So or 5-0 or 6-0, one of those. So and I went there when I was 20 years old. So I won. I became 7-0 at 20 years old. I got signed at 20 years old to the UFC, and I made my debut in the UFC, my first UFC fight, at like 10 days after I was 21. Yeah. So
were you one of the youngest guys there?
I think so, yeah. I believe so. And now I'm 28. So all those like I feel like I've had wins and losses in the UFC. Like having those in the UFC is huge. And like even the losses in the UFC, if you come back from losses, I feel like coming back from a loss in the UFC is like such a big stage. And it's such a big thing that you can't get that anywhere else, I feel. And yeah, I'm just blessed to have this experience from a young age in the UFC. And here I'm 28. I feel like the sky's the limit.
What was the pressures and the hype behind you on that very first fight, coming in 6-0?
Yeah, I'm just a young kid, all finishes, all wins by finishes. So yeah, I was just like I mean, still to this day, I'm still a finisher. You know, I think I believe 16 wins. I think 14 of those wins are finishes. So by heart, I'm a finisher, you know, and I like to finish fights. You know, if I see my opponent, if I could sense my opponent is getting out of there, I'll put him out. You know, I'm not gonna like chill and stall it out and win by a decision. You know, if I sense you're hurt, I'm going for the finish.
If you get placed against an opponent who is much older and has more experience than you, how does that affect your training and what you're going in for?
I mean, yeah, now like when they're older and they have more experience, obviously you have to respect that they've been in the game a lot longer, and they might try to like set up different traps on you during the fight and just be a little more crafty, I feel. So
but that's where your training comes in to prepare for that.
Yeah, that's why like you have to have good fight IQ, they call, and just be smart in there. You can't like rush. You can't do like stupid stuff on him. You know, he's a vet for a reason, and he's been in there for a while, so he's kind of seen everything.
Are you fighting against people that you've watched growing up?
Honestly, I don't think no, I haven't fought anybody I've watched growing up. Oh, actually, yeah, I have a couple of them actually.
Is that a trip for you?
It is a trip for me. It is. It's like, bro, I was watching you when I was 15. Now I'm fighting you. It's weird, but like obviously, like if I fought someone like Anderson Silva, that would have been like a trip to me. He's retired right now, but that would have been the craziest trip because I literally watched him when I was like 12, 13, knocking people out, being the champion of the world, and then if I fought him, it would be crazy.
Were you watching that very first Ultimate Fighter on Spike TV?
No, I wasn't. That was what, like 2007 or
somewhere
something?
around there.
No, I was just getting into like karate back then, so I started watching at like season maybe like 6, 7, maybe.
When you're 6-0 as you're not in the UFC yet. Is there something going in your head thinking, oh, I can be a pro at this. Maybe I can be the next Anderson Silva?
When I was coming up,
Yeah.
yeah. So like when my brother and I started together, and ever since we won our first competition, we were like, we're gonna do this, you know.
Because you just felt
Yeah.
you had
We
it in
fell in
you.
love, yeah, and we had this passion for the sport, and that's what I actually tell a lot of these kids nowadays. When you're training for this sport, and you want to be a fighter, I think you're supposed to have passion for it. You can't just do it because it's cool and like you want to be a fighter. No, you won't get anywhere like that. You have to have the passion for it because it's not an easy sport. There's a lot of like hard cases, and there's gonna be hard times in this sport that you have to overcome, and that's gonna passion is the only thing that's gonna save you. You know, having the passion for the sport.
You can see your love for it when you're
Yeah.
talking about it.
For sure, for sure.
What are some of those tough times in it?
I mean,
you've come off 3-fight loss
yes,
in
exactly.
a row.
Exactly, and in the UFC, you know, being like a highly touted prospect, and then you lose those fights, and then like you see people talking shit, people doubting you, this that, but you just have to have the self belief, know that you still love the sport, have the passion for it, and just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And another thing is like have a good surrounding next to you. Like my coaches, I love them. You know, they're good vibes, good people, and that's why like before walking out to it's always good vibes. I feel good, and yeah, that I think those things are important. And having a good circle around you, most important thing. Can't be around people who are just like who want to be next to you just because like you're winning or all that, you know, and then they leave once you're losing. So you gotta have real people next to you. That's important.
A loss at that level of competition just seems so tough because with fighting, you have months before you can prove
Yeah.
yourself again. Does that ever get to you and the doubt and the naysayers online or just people in your circle?
So when I was younger, I would kind of let it get to me. Like I would go like, why are they saying this? This is that.
Like it
why
was
are
a
they-"
close
yeah.
fight. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. But as I've grown older, I've kind of like let it be. You know, in MMA, the fans are so like bandwagony. I'll call it. You win once, they're on your ass. You lose, boom, they dip. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're great fans, but
I mean, I'm nervous even posting this
Yeah.
interview. I don't want to be torn
Yeah.
apart. This is my first UFC interview. I like watching it a lot. I've been into it for over a year now,
Yeah.
and I'm still understanding and
Yeah.
finding why things work the way they do,
For
and it's
sure.
just so fascinating.
Yeah.
So I'm really just trying to shed an incredible light
Yeah.
on you as a fighter because I know your story and how much
Yeah.
you've come up, it's so incredible.
For sure. Yeah. Like the fans are cool in the sport, but they switch up real quick. Even though I love the fans, I love I love you fans, but don't switch up too quick, you know? Yeah.
How were the fans when you were coming up and people were saying you're the golden boy, you're next up, you're going to be the future champ?
They were great. They're great. You know, when you're winning, they're great, but then when you lose, only the people that really know, are the ones that
Like the real MMA fans
the real MMA fans, they know what's up. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but because like social media is growing so much now. There's so many kids on Twitter or X, Instagram. So like they make these memes, they make these comments, they get retweets and all that. It builds momentum, hype, and then like they create this like weird narrative on fighters if they go on a loss or something. You know,
How
not saying it happened all to me, but like there was the good and bad with me.
right.
Yeah.
How often are you watching everybody else in this world? Are you watching every Saturday?
No, I'm not. Like
Not even to see other people's training regimens and how they're doing it?
like fights. You mean watching fights?
Yeah, like Fight Night today. Are you going to watch?
Maybe like a few of the fights. If I have teammates fighting on it, like I do have teammates fighting today, I'll watch their fights. But as far as like the whole card, probably not. Like unless
No
it's, like,
time?
not only no time, like outside of fighting, I like spending time with my family because when I'm training every day, prepping for a fight, I like to on my free time just spend time with family. You know, that it's kind of like I take my MMA hat off and I put on like my human side and I'm just enjoying family time.
Your dad hat.
Yeah, my dad had exactly, and yeah, now I have my newborn too. So
Congratulations.
thank you. It's a blessing, and that's my like downtime, because I watch MMA today. I'm gonna get hyped up. Then because my training schedule is Monday through Saturday. I train, and then but if I just need like, so Saturday is like a half day. I do one training in the morning, and then the rest of the day I'm off. So if I watch fights at night, I kind of get like hyped up, and then basically I only have Sunday to chill. Yeah, but yeah, I just like downtime with family. I watch fights here and there, but not a crazy amount. Only if it's teammates or if it's like a huge event.
On a Saturday as a half day, how long is that training and what does that look like?
So Saturdays, I like to keep it light, based on where we are in camp too. When we're getting closer to the fight, we do some intense things called it's called Sicko Saturdays on Saturday. Yeah, it's called so it's a hard workout. It's like a 3-5 minute round of like a high paced like round robin of switching. Like every 30 seconds to a minute, you're switching like the exercise you're doing, just so you're like prepped for that case in the fight. It's high intensity, high heart rate for 15 minutes, 3-5 minute rounds, which is the fight. And yeah, that's how Saturday looks. But if it's not close to the fight, it's more of like active recovery. I'll like go on a walk, or I'll go on like a jog, or like airdyne bike, something light, and then some sauna. Just take it easy on Saturday, because my Monday through Friday is pretty hard, and by the time Saturday comes, I'm like,
Do you feel your training every fight getting more intense and you feel yourself being more advanced as a fighter?
definitely, yeah. Like I think that's why every camp we add something new, because maybe the last camp is not gonna feel the same. I feel better now. This training has to change, and then also depending on the opponent. If he's a grappler wrestler, add in more grappling for this guy, so your body's gonna feel maybe a little more fatigue by the end of the week. So yeah, there's a lot of like scenarios, but I do make a lot of improvements, I feel, every camp. And that's why prepping for this fight, it's not like I've had two camps, but kind of like I've had two camps, and I'm kind of scared for my if I was my opponent, I'll be scared of myself, because I'm literally coming fresh from a camp, chilling just a little bit and picking back up. I'm gonna be a nightmare.
Have you started studying your new opponent?
Yeah, so I watched a few of his fights, but since we're 9 weeks out, like I'm not doing it a crazy amount.
Where's he fighting out of?
I think he trained in Florida, but now trains somewhere else. But yeah, I think he was in Florida. Maybe he might be training with. I think he's training with Bilal. Bilal Muhammad, the UFC fighter, former champion. I think he trains with like their training camp. Yeah.
Do you get a say in who you get to fight? Are you allowed to turn him down? I don't want to fight this guy.
You're allowed to. Yeah, you're allowed to.
Because you're an independent contractor.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we have a manager.
You have a manager?
Yeah, I have a manager, fight manager. He calls me for the fights, and he negotiates all those stuff.
Does he work at the UFC?
No, he doesn't work at the UFC, but he works with like the matchmakers.
And he works for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you get to fight somebody ranked number 4, that's a great opportunity. You have to say yes.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I mean, you could say no, but
then who are they going to give you next?
Not even that. Like, they don't really give. Like right now, I'm not ranked. They don't give people who are unranked number 4. It's like such a rare case.
Why do you think you got it?
I think because I'm young. I'm a finisher.
Opportunity to prove yourself.
And yeah, it's a everything to gain, everything to win, nothing to lose opportunity.
And you don't know where you are on the card yet?
I'm thinking we're probably gonna be like co-main, not the main, just right before the main event. Yeah.
Does that affect your mentality? Nothing.
No, nothing. No.
Is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, even better. It's nice. More eyes. I like that. Yeah.
This is crazy, Evan.
Yeah.
When you get that knockout and you do that post-fight interview,
yeah.
Are you just on a high at that point?
For sure.
Joe Rogan comes in. Edmen, how you feel?
Yeah, no, for sure. There's nothing that describes the feeling of after a finish, getting a win Well, a win, that's a finish. That's the best feeling. Even a win, like a decision win, it's the best feeling because you've worked so hard for that moment, mentally, physically. You trained for that moment, and then to see it all like come together and your work speak for itself, it's the greatest thing.
When you go to decision, do you ever get concerned that maybe the judges didn't score you right?
Well, I've only gone to decision twice. I think I was confident that I won both
Oh, you
times.
were?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite knockout?
No, I think what my favorite knockout is the next one.
Ooh.
like how Tom Brady said his favorite Super Bowl ring is the next one. Yeah.
Do you have, when you go into a fight, do you try and get it done by round 3? Are you mentally preparing your entire fight? I'm going to try and gas him out round 1. Round 2, I'm really going to go for the head. And then round 3 is the finish.
No, not really. I just kind of play it by ear in the fight. I make sure he fights my fight. I'm not trying to fight his rhythm.
You want to control it.
I want to control the rhythm. I want to be in control of the fight. That way, I'm not rushing. I'm not making decisions I don't want to make. And obviously, there's going to be scenarios where, like he might hit you. You might get hurt. You have to react to that. You have to adjust, reset. But for the most part, I like being in rhythm and controlling the fight.
How often would you say you're right or wrong when you're seeing two guys fight? Can you figure out who's going to win in that first minute?
In the first minute?
Yeah, once you see everybody's stance and their styles and...
I mean, you can see how you're gonna catch a rhythm, but like I said, what if like the guy clips you and you end up losing that round, or getting
Anything could
finished,
happen.
anything could happen. But for the most part, within the few minutes, I feel like you could know that you're controlling that fight, and if it keeps going like that, yeah, you'll win.
Looking at young Edmen,
Yeah,
how would you compare how he is then to how you are today?
I feel I'm like a lot more mature mentally and physically.
The
obviously.
experience?
Yeah, the experience. I think so. I'm 28 now, so I think I'm just about to start hitting my prime.
So crazy to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
And you're
it's
16
crazy.
and 5.
Yeah, 16 and 5. So it's crazy. And literally, if I were to fight Edmen at 21, like I feel like I would destroy him now because I don't know. I'm just so much in a better place mentally, and yeah, just everything around me. I'm training with high level competition, high level training partners, high level coaches. So I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm only gonna keep improving.
When you get those setbacks, how does that affect your mentality for your comeback?
Yeah. So when you get those setbacks, I think you have to kind of just back up and see what's wrong. See what's wrong. See around you, and kind of analyze everything.
Change what you can.
Change what you can, and my case was I had lost like 3 in a row.
Is that
and
really tough to
it,
deal with?
it was tough to deal with because I was training here in Glendale, and I was with the same coaches for ever since I started, and I feel like I was loyal to a fault, and I never wanted to like say, oh, they're not making me improve in a certain way, and they never said it. So I kind of had to step back and really analyze, like maybe I do need to change up. I need to go somewhere else, get some different looks, get some different minds to work with, and I ended up making the decision to move out and
To move to Vegas?
to move to Vegas, and then I moved to Vegas. I had again like a win loss, but I was finding myself, and then I feel like last year really I kind of picked myself up good, connected with my coach, Coach Eric, and then kind of picked it up.
How does your coach now push you?
Very well. I think both my coaches, Coach Eric and Coach Jason, they connect with me really well, and they know kind of how to like. They have like good cues with me. We're like in sync when I'm training. They know how to like really. I don't know. They just have they know me, and they know how my if they say something, how I'm gonna react, or if I'm coming into the corner when I'm resting, they know how to like really program me in a way to go out next round and do what I need to do.
Is Sean Strickland in your fight camp too?
Yeah. Sean Strickland is one of my main training partners.
Yeah, you walked him out at his last fight.
Yeah, I was out in his last fight for his corner. But yeah, me and Sean are great training partners. Ever since I moved to Vegas, we've been training together. So we're one of each other's main training partners for sure.
When you have a top guy like that in
Yeah.
your corner helping push you,
Yeah.
what does that do compared to someone
Oh,
else?
it's amazing, and like
Because he
first of
knows
all-
it.
yeah. First of all, like you're training with a former champion, the number one contender. So mentally, like you're getting good work. You're doing great with a former champion. Mentally, that's a good thing. And then physically, Sean's always a great push. Like he knows how to really push you in the gym, and he's a good leader too in the gym. He knows how to get everybody together and really have everyone work hard together, push everybody, and just also like his mindset. He's a warrior. He has a good mindset, and just being a former champion, is huge. And he's fighting for the title next month, May 9th, I think.
Oh, so are you training each other with it?
Yeah,
now?
we're training. We were actually training yesterday too. So yeah,
What do you pick up from somebody like that who has been to the
a
top?
lot of things, because it's just but the main thing though is his mindset, like just working hard and really like pushing hard in the gym. I see the hard work he has in the gym, and then how and in the fight too, he's very composed. He knows how to keep himself relaxed in the fight and not like get careless or rush.
So good at that.
Yeah, he's very good at that, and especially this last fight too, being a guy that had beat me before. The way he won was kind of like a testament to like how relaxed and composed he is.
Who was it?
Fluffy.
Oh.
Yeah,
And he beat you.
yeah. Fluffy had beat me. Yeah.
So
like
are you
3
are you
3 years ago.
communicating with Sean about that fight when
Oh,
you went through him?
When while he's training for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then I told him like how he felt when I fought him and all that, and then like, but then Sean like kind of just does his own thing too though. Like once he's in there, it doesn't matter if I fought him or anything. It's his fight, He's got to make it his own, and he did just that.
Is it more fun to walk somebody else out and see them go?
It's different, yeah, because I feel like I get a lot more nervous when I'm going for someone. Like if I'm walking with Sean, like I get more nervous because I
You're
can't.
not in control.
Yeah, I'm not in control exactly. But when it's me, it's like you have nerves. Like everybody gets nervous, but you can control it more because you're the one actually performing. But Sean or anybody else, like my brother when he fights too, I'm nervous because I can't control it. Let's say I want them to throw this punch and they're not throwing it. Like I can't make them throw it.
When your coach is yelling at you and you're in the middle of the fight, how
Yeah.
much are you listening to what they're saying to
Yeah.
take their advice?
No, I hear it. I hear it clearly. Most of the time, I hear it clearly.
And are you trying to
Yeah.
use what they're saying?
Yeah. Most of the time, I am trying to hear to do what they're saying, because I trust them. That's another thing. You have to trust your coaches, trust your team, because
They also see something that you might not.
exactly. And they've been training you for the whole camp, so maybe you're not remembering to do something. They're telling you to do it. Yeah.
Did you ever think that you were going to quit?
No.
Never.
No. I'll quit whenever I'm done fighting, like which is like I think in my later 30s. But
You have a long time to go.
yeah, I do have a long time ago because I think I'm gonna start hitting my prime like around like 29, 30. So I think I do have a long time ago. Yeah.
Let's say you win your next fight.
Yeah.
Who would you want to call out next?
I'm not looking past my next fight, but I don't know. I think the opportunities are endless with the win over my next opponent.
Do you plan out who you call out when you have that mic?
No, I usually don't really call out, but I think I should because it's like
Does that probably
it get-
helps, no?
it's good for like views and like
the
yeah,
buzz going.
Yeah, the buzz, exactly. So you never know. I might just change up character and not be a nice guy anymore, just not smile anymore, be a
I mean, that's gonna be so confusing.
I know.
I see you coming out smiling after a fight, like he just got punched in the face like 40 times. Like what? do you remember the first time you got punched in the face?
No.
Did you like it?
I didn't hate it, that's for sure. I don't think I liked it as much, but I don't think I hated it. Yeah.
What about the first time somebody really had you in a position where you couldn't get out of it?
it could be frustrating at certain times, but always when I'm in a position that I can't get out of, I make sure like I'll talk to my coaches afterwards and try
What
to
can we do to get?
exactly, or like what can we do to like make me slightly like have more space to like bump out or like get out of it, you know?
Are you able to turn off your brain after you finish training and you go back into dad mode?
Yeah, yeah. I think so I work with a sports psychologist too, and
That's on your own or through
no,
UFC?
through the UFC PI at the UFC Performance Institute. There's a sports psychologist there, Micah. I work with him, and yeah, he helps me. He helps me do a good job on kind of resetting and putting the dad side hat back on, and after training, knowing how to like control myself and get my cortisol levels lower, so that way I'm prepped for the next training, and then when I come back again, human side, dad side on.
That's so interesting that you can separate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I do a good job of that, but uh, it takes a lot of practice too. You know, it's not just like, boom.
What do those days look like after you finish a fight? Are you already training on to the next?
Oh no. So after a fight, typically I like to like take a week to two off and spend a lot of family time. Like if so, I don't like booking vacations with my family prior to the fight or while I'm in training camp. I'm kind of like a last minute guy. So after the fight, I'll make the trip. Yeah, we'll make a trip. We usually do like a little vacation, like 4 or 5 day vacation, me and my wife. And we do something.
Does your wife watch your fights?
She used to, but now she doesn't.
She doesn't want to come watch it.
She doesn't want to come watch it. She only waits for a phone call or a text message from maybe her family member or my family member to know the result.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. She used to watch it, but she can't like stand the like pressure because she gets so nervous. Yeah, which I don't blame her, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy to see your partner going through it.
For sure. I mean, like she's seen me win, lose, you know, and then like she's seen me have like bad losses too. So like, I think it's scarred her a little bit. So she likes it better with just the phone call or the text message from someone.
Can I
Yeah.
ask you some questions about just the current UFC today?
Yeah, of course.
Best striker in the UFC now, in your opinion?
I think my favorite is Ilya Tupuria. I love his striking.
Do you
Like,
think he's going to
especially-
beat Gaethje?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. It should be Ilya versus Arman in my opinion. That'll be a great fight. But Ilya's just, I love his boxing is just amazing. I think he's one of the best strikers in the UFC for sure now. Yeah,
And this is his first fight coming back since everything happened.
exactly. Yeah. Wait, but I don't doubt he's gonna go out there and do amazing.
He locks in. He locks
yeah,
in.
yeah. I mean, he's so talented.
Who's the hardest hitter pound for pound?
Hardest hitter pound for pound. I think. So it used to be, I mean, rest in peace to him, Anthony Johnson. I don't know if you remember. That guy like had crazy knockout power. Crazy knockout power. I think it was him back then. But now it could be, I think Alex Pereira is definitely a top contender in that. I'm trying to think what other heavyweight is a KO artist. I think yeah, right now it's like Alex
Pereira.
Pereira who really like puts people out.
Fighter with the best fight IQ today.
I think that's Islam Makhachev. Yeah, I think he has really good fight IQ, knows how to win fights.
Most underrated fighter fans are sleeping on.
Most underrated fighter fans are sleeping on me. Nah, if it's not me, geez, let's see. I'm trying to think.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, okay.
Who has the best cardio in UFC?
It was well, I still think it's like Marab.
I think Rob
yeah,
too.
Marab.
He's a tank.
Yeah, he's a tank, and he doesn't stop wrestling. Just keeps going.
Have you ever sparred with him?
No. He's small. He's too light. He's a 135er.
What do you weigh?
So I fight at 185.
And what do you stand at normally?
Walk around out of camp like 210.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So you have to drop that much.
Yeah. But look, like I'm 210, but there's people in my weight class who walk around like 215, 220, a lot heavier than me.
Do you know what the guy you're fighting against weighs?
I'd say around the ballpark of 215 to 220 outside of training camp. Yeah.
Current champ most likely to dominate for years.
I think Topuria and Islam. But if they both fight,
Who
then
goes there?
sheesh. I think it all depends on what weight class they fight at. If they fight at 55, it could slightly favor Topuria, but at 70, I think Makachev.
When you see a big card like the White House card, does that get you excited to see these massive names fight?
For sure. Yeah, that's a fight card I'm gonna watch. And then it's like 6 or 7 fights only, so it's all big fights. I'm excited for that one.
If you could headline against any other fighter right now, who would you pick?
I don't know.
I saw in another interview you said Jared Cannonier.
Jared Cannonier? No.
I thought you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
You know what I said? Back then, when he was in the UFC, I used to say like a dream fight I would want to have is like Yoel Romero. He was a beast back then, and like he was just like a scary guy, you know.
And you want that?
Yeah, like I mean that's a like dream fight I would like to have, but yeah, that's the guy I would have wanted to fight because that's a good fight that like you have those like the feeling of like oh shit, you know, this guy might do like some crazy shit, you know, and like you have to be ready for that.
When does something like that settle in for you? Is it in the middle of fight camp? You're like, fuck.
I think it's like once you probably get the fight with that type of person.
You're like, oh man, I'm going
Like,
to the cage with him.
yeah, I'm going to war with this guy. You know, I gotta be ready for all types of scenarios.
Do you prepare yourself to be choked out and just go to the end?
So you prepare yourself, like for example, I know my guy has that I'm fighting has like a really good grappling. So I'll put myself in certain scenarios that he's good at to make sure in training camp I'm working out of those positions. So by the time fight comes, I'm ready in those bad positions if we do end up there. You know,
Your ears aren't really.
yeah. I don't think I've ever gone those cauliflower ears because I don't even know if my ears would get it because I remember after one of my fights, my ear was literally blue and swollen because I think I like got hit with the elbow there. I'm like, okay, for sure I'm getting the cauliflower ear. Like a couple days later, swelling goes down. The
Completely fine.
Yeah, completely fine. So after that, I'm like, yeah, my ears are so flexible. I don't get cauliflower ear because you would think I would have it by now, but no. But neither does my brother because he fights MMA too. He doesn't have it.
What weight class is your brother?
170. Yeah.
Do you ever spar with him?
We used to, but not anymore.
Is he older or younger?
He's older, 2 years older. Yeah, but he should be in the UFC soon. He's gonna be in soon. Yep.
That'll be cool.
Very cool.
Who got into it first?
Same time. We got into it same time.
Do you both want to do it, or did your mom enroll you? Or
No. So I got into doing karate. My brother and I got into karate because I was overweight as a kid, and my brother was just like anything I did or he did, we did it together growing up. So yeah, I was just a fat kid trying to lose weight, and then we started doing good in like the classes, and we went to competition, did really well, and kind of just fell in love with it.
A really fascinating part of your story is that Ronda Rousey used to be at your gym.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing somebody at that level compete?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. She used to actually manage me too.
And what did that mean exactly?
No, it was crazy. You know, having such a high level athlete and the first woman in the UFC, the first women's UFC champion in the UFC. It was crazy to see all that media, all that hype around her growing up. You know, I was like, actually, there was a clip of us. She was like throwing me around in her first open workout. So
Throwing me around.
yeah, when I was like 13, I think. So it was crazy to see that growing up, and definitely prepped me for the future.
Does something like that inspire you too?
Yeah.
Because you are really close to that.
Yeah, it does inspire. Yeah, and like
When she's managing you, is she just pushing you through fight camps or what?
kind of just like it was her and my old coach kind of managing me and like doing the fight negotiating and all that stuff. Yeah.
Was she in Glendale? Did she live here?
I don't think she lived here. I think she lived in like Venice or something.
Oh, and she just
Yeah.
happened to fight in Glendale?
Yeah,
Or
she was
training-
training Glendale. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, big time.
Would she ever come to your fights?
I don't know. Because when I turned professional, she was already retired by the time I turned professional. So, and then she wasn't going to any MMA no, so she hasn't been to any of my fights because she stopped kind of going to MMA fights after she retired.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she didn't come to any of them, but I think she's been to like a couple of my like earlier competitions when I was younger.
Ronda's coming back and she's fighting Gina Carano.
Yeah,
Who do you think's going to come out on top of that fight?
I think Ronda should win for sure with like a submission again on because I mean, yeah, both of them haven't fought in Ronda hasn't fought in like 10 plus years, and Gina hasn't fought since like
Longer.
way longer,
I
like
think 16? 16 years?
Yeah, 2009, I think. I mean, so and Ronda was a much more successful women's MMA fighter, so I think Ronda will get the job done pretty easily.
And she seems so locked in too. I did a little
Yeah.
interview with her.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean,
She's like a little pit bull.
yeah, she has that like tunnel vision mindset, you know, when she's getting ready for a competition, she knows how to like really like focus and turn on.
What do you think something all of these champions have in common?
I think they know how to like they have very good fight IQ first of all, and then they know how to persevere and they know how to just make decisions on the go, like in the fight. They know how to like make decisions whether they're doing bad.
reactive.
Yeah, they're very reactive, you know, and that I think that all comes with experience, and then some people are just born with it too. Yeah.
Do you ever fight? Have you ever fought a boxer? That's someone heavy on the.
Like heavy boxing. I think so. I can't remember. Maybe a few fights ago, I might have fought a boxer, or like 4 or 5 fights ago. Yeah.
Does that? Do you have to try and obviously protect your head more? But do you try and fight that in a different way versus?
You would probably have to like mix it up with him, like kick him or try like show some takedowns, just so he has other stuff to worry about, not just think like, oh, it's a boxing match. You know, at the end of the day, we're MMA fighters, so you have to mix everything up if one guy is one dimensional. Yeah.
Do you ever get concerned about a possible permanent injury after a fight?
Not so much, no, because I mean in MMA, I would if I was like in boxing maybe, because boxing
Punches to the head.
punches to the head, it's constant damage to the body and head, and then there's been deaths in boxing too, and MMA there's never been a death for as long as it's been out, so
Which I feel like is very surprising to a lot of people.
right, yeah, because so the thing with MMA is, okay, you drop somebody or you like punch him, he gets knocked down, you go in for the finish, do a couple punches, the fight's over. Whereas in boxing, you drop the guy, his knee hits the ground, he gets a 10 count, and then he could get up, recover a little bit,
Because he's not going to
boom.
tap out. He's not going to quit.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's gonna get punched again. Let's say he goes down, 10 seconds again, he has to get back up. It's not like the fight's over, and then you never know. He gets saved by the bell. Boom, round goes by. He survives another few rounds, and then he gets knocked out later in the fight. It's so much like concussive. Is that a word? Concussions in the fight. Leading up to the knockout at the end, it's just a build up after build up, and then their sparring sessions I feel like are a little more rougher, a lot more damage on the head. So it adds up, you know, being a professional boxer from like if you're like training from whatever like 10 years old and you retire at like 30 something, that's so much damage. Whereas in MMA, one day you're doing sparring, one day you're doing wrestling, one day you're doing grappling, one day you're doing striking. You know, you're not always trauma to the head.
Do you keep an eye on the new up and comers coming up?
Not so much. No, I haven't been, because I'm not, because I just see whatever's like you mean as far as like local talent
No, people coming up that
in
you
the
could
UFC?
be getting as
Oh.
your opponent.
Sometimes like my brother likes to watch fights too, so he'll talk to me saying, oh, like, did you see this guy, that guy, and then I'll look him up to see like how he's doing, or like make sure to watch his fights. But yeah, like here and there, I'll keep up with up and comers.
Somebody's going to use this next part in a future promo. What do you want your legacy to be in the UFC?
I want my legacy to be that I'm a great fighter, that I was a great fighter, a great human, and I really just had a great mindset, you know, in fighting. You know, knowing I had wins and losses, and I overcame it all. And you know, my goal is to be a champion in the sport, and I'm not gonna stop until I get there.
What do you get a bigger payout if you win versus if you lose?
Yeah, so depending on how your contract is structured,
Everyone's different.
yeah, but majority of the fighters get your base money, and then if you win, you get double that. So you get, let's say you're getting like
Whatever it
the
is.
starting pay right now. I think in the UFC is like 10 and 10. You get 10 grand to fight. If you win, you get 10 grand. If you lose, you just get your 10 grand.
Have you won any fight bonuses?
I've had like
Or
2.
performance of the nights?
I think 2. Yeah.
What'd
But
you get? Was it knockout?
Yeah. Knockout of the nights or performance of the nights. They call it was from knockouts. But not those were 50K. Now it's 100K.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the bonuses are 100K now.
So
So-
you're going for a knockout this next one.
I mean, it's always
The
if
goal.
if the finish is there, I'll take the finish for sure. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How does it work with what just happened with you? So you had the fight camp, you were training for all these
Yeah.
weeks, but now your opponent had to pull out. Do you still get anything from that?
No, because the fight's not happening unless like you make weight the day before.
That's when it starts.
I think that's kind of when it starts. Which in my case, there's never been a scenario like that where I make weight and the fighter's out. You know, I think once you make weight, that's when you get like you could get paid, if your opponent pulls out after weigh-ins.
How does it work with hiring a fight team and doing fight camp? Do they get a
Yes,
percentage of
yeah,
your
yeah,
purse?
they do. So with the structure with coaches, it all depends on how you negotiate with them. But yeah, it's typically percentage, or some people like I think pay a flat fee or something like that. But
You
yeah,
can structure it however you want.
you structure it however you want or however they're comfortable with it. And yeah, and then you have that, and then you have your manager if you have a manager, and then you have your taxes at the end of the year or whenever tax season is. Yeah.
What do you spend your time doing in Vegas?
Dude,
Like,
in
what are you doing for
Vegas-
fun when you're not fighting or training?
In Vegas, honestly, I don't go to the strip as much. I mean, as a Vegas local, not a lot of people go to the strip. But in Vegas, my wife and I we like to go to the mall and walk around. We have our dog, we have our baby. We like to go walk around places, go to parks.
There's a lake there too, no?
There's a
Lake
lake
Vegas?
there too, yeah. And I've only been there one time, and it was actually cool. I want to go back. It's like 30 to 40 minutes away from like where we live. But yeah, that's what I do. And then once in a while, I'll go shooting because, like the gun laws in Vegas are nice, and like there's a lot of like gun options you can go shoot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll go to like food places. I'm a foodie too. I like food. So
Have you been to Love Always Burger?
with Love Always,
With Love Always, yeah.
yeah. It's
How's
great.
that? I want to try
Great.
it.
They actually opened up their new spot. It's actually near me now. It's close to the Durango Casino. They had one location. It was like North Vegas. Now they have the Southwest location.
Have you had Pink Box Donuts?
Of course,
Incredible.
many times. Yeah,
Very.
many times. Yeah.
Have you had Siegelman Bagels?
Seagulls Bagels?
Siegel's Bagels.
Yeah, of course. Come on, I know. Yeah, of course I've had it. Yeah, it's all good stuff.
What
All
about
good stuff.
Piero's?
No,
Italian restaurant?
Piero's.
They film Casino. There's a
No,
scene
I
with
haven't had that.
really
yeah.
good restaurant.
Really?
Really good Italian
So
restaurant.
no, Italian restaurants there. I've had it like that spot there's this one low-key spot that not a lot of people know about. It's on the strip that I really like. It's called Sinatra. It's
Sinatra.
at Encore. But it's like not a lot of people know because it's like literally in a weird place. But it's so good.
Do you ever go to shows there?
Yeah.
Stand up?
Not stand-up shows, but I've been to like the Win Show, which is it used to be called La Rive. Now it's called I don't know the name of it, but it was a cool show. I've been to David Blaine Magic Show, which was sick. That was dope. I haven't been to the Sphere. I know the Sphere has some cool stuff.
That's on my list too.
Yeah.
I haven't been yet, but it looks incredible.
It looks incredible. And then I've been to like outside of shows, like a lot of Golden Knights games. The Vegas
Mhm.
Golden Knights, the hockey games.
When there's a lot of shit talk
Yeah.
from your opponent, does that aggravate you and does it ever get to you?
Not really. It kind of like makes me want to beat him up more. That's the only
Like,
thing.
shut your mouth.
Yeah, like again, when I'm in the fight, I try not to go in with emotion because I know I'm going in there with a game plan, and I got to fulfill that game plan. But just when I'm punching him, and it's connecting, it's just sweeter. It's a better feel. And
Your smile when you talk about this.
maybe when my punch is landing at 100%, it's an extra like 50% on top of it since if they were smack talking.
Do you think McGregor is ever going to come back
I think so. I think he'll do like at least another fight.
against who? Because Diaz said the other day he didn't want to fight him.
I'm thinking it's gonna be like maybe Chandler or something.
What happened with that? McGregor pulled out of that one, right?
I think he had like a leg injury or something like that, so he pulled out, and then he pulled out for a long time, and then it's been like 3 years since they announced that fight. So.
And he's just been talking ever since, like, I'll come back, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, like everyone's gonna watch McGregor when he comes back, so he kind of has like
That pull.
Yeah, that pull.
What about Jon Jones? Do you think he's going to fight again, or is he actually retired?
I don't know. I think based on the stuff that's happened recently, especially like Dana saying this and then John saying this, I don't know if he'll come back.
I feel like
If
it's
he
almost
was
like WWE. Everyone comes back.
Kinda, yeah. Kinda.
Because if there's money to be made, of course they're going to make a fight happen.
For sure. But I think if it was the fight for Jon Jones to come back, it would have been the White House. But he's not on it.
Who would he have fought?
Pereira, I think. I think John would have beat him. Yeah.
Because Pereira would have been going up a weight class?
Yeah. Well, they used to fight. Pereira's at 205. John used to be the 205 champion, and John moved up to heavyweight.
And he became the double champion.
Yeah. So Pereira moved up just now to heavyweight. And yeah, that would have been interesting. But I think John would have beat him and cemented his legacy. I mean, he's already cemented his legacy, but he would just, boom,
Even
White
more.
House, boom, done. All the eyes at the White House, and then it's over.
This has been awesome getting to talk to you.
Likewise.
Thanks so much for coming. I hope I did a good job to the UFC
Of
fans.
course. Let's go, UFC fans. Pump this up.
Yeah, give a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. I was supposed to
go.
talk to Michael Chandler, possibly.
Okay.
So maybe if you guys like this, maybe we'll make that happen. Leave a comment down below if there's anyone else you want me to talk to. I hope you did a good job.
Yeah,
UFC fans are
great job.
scary.
They
I just
are.
want to do a good
They
job.
are. The UFC fans are scary. They are.
Do you ever see Power Slap? Have you gone to that?
Of course.
Do you watch Zuffa Boxing?
I watched it from boxing, but I've never been there live. But I like it. I like the structure of it, and I think they're gonna get bigger.
Oh yeah,
and
we saw
bigger.
each other at Power Slap.
We saw, we saw each other, exactly. But that was, I think, like my third Power Slap I've been to. Yeah, I've been to it when it was at the Apex too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't go then. I started going.
when it's at the Fountain Blue.
I went to the first Fountain Blue, so I think
Yeah.
I've been to 8.
Dang, yeah.
8 Power Slaps.
It's crazy, right?
It's wild.
Yeah, it is. And then I like the vibe of it though. Like,
It's like a party.
yeah, it's like
fun.
a party. Like you're eating, and then all of a sudden, boom, the lights go on. It's the new fight, and then the fight goes on. There's like a little break, few minutes. You go eat again, talk, mingle, this, that.
Yeah.
And next one's up. Everyone's attention turns there.
What's it like for you when you're at Power Slap and you see other UFC fighters? I've seen Marab a bunch of times
Yeah.
there.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool seeing.
I've seen
everybody.
Charles Oliveira there. Do
Yeah.
you go talk to them?
I mean,
each other?
whoever I know, from the UFC fighters, I'll talk to them, and then we'll chop it up a little there, and then it's a good vibe. I like it. And the thing about Power Slap is, I feel like nobody sits down. They just like stand up,
Walk around.
yeah, walk around. It's not like a UFC fight where everybody's kind of sitting down. They could go walk around, given it's in a smaller area. You go eat, and then boom, you just stand up and watch the next one. All eyes on that, and once it's over, you just chill again, walk around, this, that, and then same thing.
How do you pick your walkout song?
Honestly, mine, I pick it based on how, like, it's weird. My thing is, like, if I'm in the car, I'm listening to some songs, and then something really, like,
Like, this is it. You'll
I'm
discover
like,
it.
oh, yeah, this is it. And I'll just bump it, like, a few times loud. And this is usually when I'm alone in the car, I'm alone in the car. I'll go, like, yeah, this is definitely it.
If you were fighting today, what song would you have picked?
So the last few have been, I've walked out to Mobb Deep, Shook Ones, but I really like, I like the old school songs of like Kanye. I really like Jesus Walks. I don't know, I especially like My Faith Has Grown Stronger recently, and I think that song really like stuck to me, and it's like it's a jam,
Yeah.
and it's an old school banger. So yeah.
What's something an intense UFC fan might not realize about a fighter? Somebody who really keeps up with it every week.
Yeah.
They're following the fighters online.
Yeah.
Is there something they might not understand or realize just from what they're seeing through the screen?
Yeah, we're like normal guys too. I mean, most of the fighters are normal guys. There's some guys who are a little like crazy too. I'm sure there's some fighters who are crazy, but most of them are normal guys. We're chill. We have a normal life. You know, if I'm not fighting, if I don't have a fight schedule, if I'm not in training camp, like you'll see me doing like chilling at the mall with the family. You won't think I'm a fighter. I don't have those ears too.
I know, that's why I'm
just a normal guy smiling around, walking, enjoying
if
my
someone
life.
was picking a fight with you and they don't see the ears
Yeah.
and you're just smiling, they have no idea.
Yeah, for sure.
They're in for hell.
Yeah, they're for hell. Yeah, and that's why nowadays you shouldn't mess with like anybody on the street because you never know like anybody's an assassin at this in this day and age.
What's the most dangerous style of someone who specializes in what's the wording? What's the most dangerous fight style for you to fight someone? Is it jiu-jitsu or someone who specializes in Muay Thai or?
I don't think so. I think it's someone who can mix up everything well. Someone who's super well-rounded. I think that
They know everything.
Yeah, they know everything and they're really good at everything. So that'll be something that'll pretty much give anybody trouble because you kind of just have to. It's a very like close chess match. Yeah.
What about Strickland? Because he's pretty heavy on boxing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but a lot of people don't know Strickland has very good like wrestling too. His ground and wrestling is really good, and that's why a lot of people when they fight him they get surprised because he's really strong there and he knows how to defend takedowns and work up. So someone like him, me and him always when we're sparring, it's kind of like a chess match too. Like, yeah, it's like you're always thinking like you have to have like a plan B, plan C. You know, it can't just be like doing one thing on him. You have to mix it up.
When you're sparring with Strickland, are you both going 80%?
Well, so on like we have Tuesdays, which is big glove days, which is where we go really hard, and then Thursdays is the puffy gloves, the smaller gloves, which intensity is a little less, but yeah, we usually like bang it out most of the time. Yeah. With Strickland too, you know, he's high intensity. He's always gonna push it, so you gotta always push.
Edmen, thanks so much for coming back.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
See you guys.
you.
That
Yes,
was
sir.
great.
Hey, yeah.